let's get to what happened inside of the State House yesterday that is now prompting discussion about it today. And let's just say lines were crossed and taken too far. Yesterday, we reported about the E-Verify bill having its full hearing in the House Business Committee. A lot of people testified for and against the bill that would require all Idaho employers to enter their employees' I-9s into the E-Verify database to verify their legal status. Well, during that testimony is when this happened.
Mr. Pettinger, if you'll please come to the podium, introduce yourself, and you'll have, for the record, you'll have 2 minutes to testify.
El jefe, amigos, mi interpreter is presente. Señor Skip Benick.
Mr. Chairman.
Representative Birch.
No hablo inglés.
Mr. Chairman.
One moment. Mr. Pettinger.
Point of order.
Representative Birch, go ahead.
This is not performance theater here. If we can please have straight testimony. Otherwise, I don't think this is appropriate form of testimony for this committee here.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Birch. I agree, Mr. Pettinger. If you can please deliver a straight testimony. If not, we'll move on to the next testifier.
Sí, en español. En español.
Mr. Chairman, could you just put the committee at ease?
Representative Crane, let's do so. Committee will be at ease.
Thank you.
All right, while we're at ease here, we want to talk about this. This is a man we don't usually show on our air, David Pettinger, and that's on purpose. This isn't the first time he's done something like this, mocking a certain race or ethnicity, and we're mindful about not giving behavior like this more attention than it deserves. But today, context matters. And we think it's important for you to understand what happened because there are concerns about how it was handled by committee members. All right, after committee members were at ease for about 4 minutes, the committee came back and allowed him to have 1 more minute to testify about the bill without the Spanish-speaking theatrics. One person following that testimony used a part of their comment on the demonstration and how it was unacceptable that they let him go to testify. Abby Welch spoke with those who led the meeting about how they handled that situation. Abby.
Hunter, yeah, so there are certain rules for people testifying in committee meetings. Those are protected under House Rule 26. That rule says that anyone can participate in committee. It's up to the chairman to decide if things are done in a fair manner. Representative Brent Crane, who called the committee to ease when Pettinger was presenting, Crane says it's important for chairmen to scan the room and see if anyone looks like they will disrupt.
Yesterday was an interesting situation because the chairman of the committee was actually presenting the legislation, so we had a vice chairman in actually conducting the meeting. And I could see that things were going to get out of hand pretty quick, and so then I just asked the vice chairman to put the committee at ease so we could go out back and try to resolve the situation. And I asked him if he'd be willing to come back and we could have a conversation. And we had a fantastic conversation. I explained the concerns that I have as a chairman, that this could get out of hand very quickly if everything starts to become a sideshow. And we have to remember that we're here to just do the business of the people. So if the individual yesterday would have said, I'm not going to comply, this is how I'm going to do my testimony, then we'd have said, well, then we're going to ask security to go ahead and remove you, and then they would have been removed.
House Rule 26 states, quote, nothing in the rule shall prohibit the removal of any person who willfully disrupts a meeting to the extent that orderly conduct is seriously compromised. So Crane says since Pettinger complied with what Crane said lawmakers told him while at ease and came back without an accent, Crane says there was no reason to remove him. But for Estefania Mondragon, who is the executive director of Poder of Idaho, she says she happened to be in the room at this time and says the incident felt like a slap in the face to who she was and what her community stands for.
When you saw him walk in, how'd that make you feel?
I was shocked. I had never seen anything like that in all the committee hearings that I've been a part of. Never, ever seen anything like that.
Do you think that he should have been removed from the room?
I think so. I think the legislature has been really strict in the past about what you can wear. I know that some organizations aren't even allowed to wear their organization name. So I think that there's a ridiculous double standard there. That this man was allowed to wear a full-fledged costume, not just wear it, but was celebrated by legislative committee leadership. Many of them laughed and alongside with him. As a Mexican American, I didn't find that very funny, and I have a great sense of humor. I've never seen anything like that in the Idaho legislature before. Before there was respect. There was a sense of respect and a reflection of Idaho values and leadership. And what I've seen is just a disintegration of that, and shame on leadership for allowing that to happen. And shame on them for not just allowing it, but celebrating, laughing. I felt when I saw them laughing, it was like they were laughing in my face about who I am and what my community stands for.
Crane says there is not a rule explicitly spelled out about T-shirts and what people can wear while testifying, but rather it's up to the chairman to decide if something is distracting in the hearing himself.
Okay, Abby, I know you asked this, but did they ever say that this was crossing a line at all?
Yeah, Hunter, I did ask that question. Lawmakers say that, or Crane says that he knows people were offended by Pettinger's demonstration, but that as lawmakers, they can't judge by if someone's feelings get hurt, but rather they have to try to handle situations in the best manner possible. And he says, just truthfully, get people's business done.
All right, well, we're going to leave that there. Abby, thank you.